Welcome back, guys. In this video tutorial, we're going to do the port endpoint. So we're going to deal with the port endpoint. So what this is going to do, it is going to update a single product by ID. So let's dive into this. Okay, we are on the product controller. So in this video, let's continue with the routing, and we're going to set the route for update. So let's use router.port. So we're going to use the port endpoint. We're going to create a controller and a route for port endpoint. So let's begin. So router.port, then inside the port function we need to include a route with an ID. So ID. Then we need also to include the request, as we'll be using the request, the response, and the request. So request and response. Then inside this is where we're going to pass, or this is where we're going to write the code that will give us the update to whatever we want to update. So let's run into it. So first we need to import the object ID. So this is what is going to import the object ID. So you should type this in your code. So var object ID equal to require mongoose. So we're getting the object ID from mongoose. So dot types object ID. So this should be required. So let's now run into this code. So down here, so if not, so if the object ID is not valid, so object ID. So if object ID is valid, then let's require dot params dot ID. So we should return the following. So return response dot status 400. So the status 400, this is an error. This shows that there is an error. So I'll just get to show you some of the statuses that includes. So 400 shows that there is an error. So dot send, then it should pass the following: no record with given ID. No record with given ID. Okay, we can include the ID right here. So let's include the ID. Request dot params dot ID. Okay, so otherwise then this should update. So notice that we have the exclamation mark right here in the beginning, meaning if this statement is not true, it should return this. So otherwise we can include here, if this statement is true, then let's start our update. Product dot find ID and update, then request dot params dot ID. Then we should also pass request dot body, then we pass new to be true. So new true. Then another thing that we need to pass is error and docs. So if there is an error, it will return an error. If there is no error, it will return the docs, the document. So let's include this right here. So if there is an error, this is what should be done. So if there is an error, then respond we should give a response dot message dot send, then docs. So else, so let's include an else statement right there. So let's do a console log. So console.log. So this is what will be returned in our terminal. So else, we can return this error while updating a record. Error updating a record. Oh no, so this doesn't make sense. So what we need to say if there is no error, because if there is an error, it should not give us the docs, or it should not return the docs. It should return an error. So let's give an exclamation mark, meaning if this statement is not true, meaning if there is no error, it should return a response with the documents. So you know the documents are the JSON files. Then else, it should return an error. Now this is making sense. So we can include something here. We can include JSON. Okay, with an error right here because we closed twice right here. So let's remove one bracket. So there we go. Then we still have an error down here because we opened a bracket with the find update statement, but we didn't close. So let's close this here. Okay, there we go. So the error is gone. So let's save this. Save. So once you've saved this, let's now go to our postman. So in the postman, so make sure it's a put request. Then let's delete this. So it should be http localhost 4000 port 4000 /product/id. So you need to include ID right there. So to do that, let's first do a get request so that we can get the products by name or by their ID. So let's just copy. You can copy any ID from this that appears. So copy. Then we can paste it right here at the end of the URL. So paste. Then let's do this to be a put request. Then right here on the product name, we can give it another product name as this is the same product. So let's give it another product name. Let's say we need to change this to, okay, let's say we need to change this to high quality fonts, high quality font. Then maybe we need to change the product description to something like iPhone. Let's say iPhone 12. That's the latest as of now with the time I'm recording. So let's send this request. So hooray, the thing is successful and we have this changed to high quality phone and iPhone 12. If you've noticed, there is no message right here being given back. So maybe we can include a message so that it can be included down here. So let's just come right here. Then we need to include the message. So you can include the message on the return statement. So response docs. So we can include the success. So you can copy this from here. You can copy this, copy, then we paste it down here. So paste. Then we change this to docs. Then we can say the message, let it be product updated successfully. Then we can say success should be true because it has updated successfully. So let's now save this. Once we've saved, let's go to the postman and run the request again. So let's now change this to just phone. Then let's downgrade this to iPhone 6. Okay, iPhone 6. So let's send the request again and see. Okay, so success true, message product updated successfully, then the docs are included right here. So that's it. That's what I wanted us to get through, so that we can know, we can have a message that displays products updated successfully. So see you into our next video tutorial, whereby we will be checking the delete request. So thank you. See you into our next video tutorial.